good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to episode 214 of Genius Take the Wheel. Coming to you a little bit later than I normally do. And it's okay, because I had the time today to gotta make sure I get out of this parking spot without scraping anybody on the way by. Okay. Yeah, you guys see the title, but if you guys are seeing the title and hearing this intro and I'm no longer online, thank you for watching. You're part of the replay gang, and I salute you. I decided that I was going to use the extra time I had to get through a very, very tough workout, but I really didn't have the faith or the drive to even leave my house today. I'm just going to be real with it. I got up, I think I hit the snooze button like 5 or 6 times, and it's always a bad sign. Okay, all right. I was waiting for this guy to come on, join traffic, come on. All right. So, I just bit the bullet today, and I just, I took the pre-workout today. I took 2 different pre-workouts today for a total of 325 milligrams of caffeine, because I just didn't have the faith in myself. I thought about the pain that I would be putting myself through today, and it just didn't seem as appealing today as other days. The hack squat is something I really, really have to focus on surviving a lot of the time. So I made the decision today to go ahead and hit that pre-workout with the stimulants, and I will say that even though the pain was pretty significant, it wasn't as bad as I was anticipating, and I know it was because of the caffeine. I'm pretty sure there's some study somewhere out there that not only do you get a force output bonus, but you probably also get a little bit of extra pain tolerance or blunted perception of pain on caffeine. And I just took the 2 pre-workouts and just did it. So today I hit all of the lifts I was supposed to, and then some. Today I warmed up for 10 reps with just the machine, and then 5 reps at 135, 5 reps at 225. Then I did 4 sets of 7 at 275. Then I came back to 225 for 2 sets of 10. That was very painful. But I'm pretty sure I was able to absorb the pain better with the stimulant. It's just the way it is. So I needed a little bit of extra help today. Then I went to the prone leg curl. I added an extra rep to the sets that I did previously. So I did 3 sets of 12 at 160 pounds. So my next time out, I will be looking for 7 or 8 reps at 170 pounds. And then I did the leg extension, 3 sets of 12 at 160 pounds. I will also be going up in weight there, but I think it doesn't go up to 170. It goes up to, I think, 175. So I'll be doing probably 3 sets of 8 next time out on that machine. Then I started my second workout of the day, which is a horizontal pull. They have a machine that I don't have access to at home. So I did the cable row that they had, the closed neutral grip cable row with the help of my trusty Versa grips. I definitely do recommend you buy some if you really want to reach your size potential, or in some cases your strength potential. So I warmed my way up from 40 pounds, 70, 100, 140 pounds, all 1 set of 10. And then I did 3 sets of 10 at 180 pounds. And then I switched to the Panada, making the walk. Dude, I got to talk to you, man. I love the content you've been putting out, man. Right before Griffin lost that fight, I was so upset Griffin lost after watching your write-up on you definitely have to get you definitely got to get a wrench, man. Man, that interview you did with Griffin, man. I was rooting for him so much after that interview, and then he took the L. I was so mad. More mad than when Izzy lost over the weekend. But yeah, I gotta get up with you, man. It is really good to see you. I'll look at your comment in a second as it gets to this red light. And then I did the 3 sets of 10 at 180 on the seated cable row. It felt better than I was anticipating. And then I hit that Panada super low row at is that 100 and, wait, 90, 135 plus 50, 150 pounds on each side. 3 sets of 10 unilaterally. And then now I have left the gym because I ran out of time for parking, and I'm about to go and finish off my workout after I go and probably get a little bit of a sugar fix, because I know that my blood sugar is getting to be pretty low. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Try to get some get some extra reps. I want to do a bent over single arm dumbbell row, but we only have our dumbbells in our apartment gym only go to 75. So I'm gonna try to get like 3 sets of 12 on that, and then I'm gonna try to post up and get that bench braced single arm cable row. Try to get that nasty stretch to kind of put a little bit of a finishing touch on destroying my lats today. That's gonna feel really good. And then I won't have to train for the rest of the day. I would have gotten both of my workouts done today. And this is one of the good reasons why I want to let you guys know that if you guys use pre-workout, I want you to buy a stem pre-workout, and I want you to buy a stem-free pre-workout. My recommendation is going to be Gorilla Mind's Gorilla Mode. You know, they have a nitric version of it that is stim free, and they have you know, the stimulant version that has 200 milligrams of caffeine per half serving. So if you take the full serving, you're gonna get 400 milligrams, which is like really the maximum safe dosage for really anybody. You take any more than that, and you know, you might be in some trouble. I don't recommend it. But what is this guy doing? Only use the stim when you know you need it. If you're going for a new PR, or you're just not feeling it that day, but you don't want to skip, or you really, really want to skip that training that day, you take that pre-workout and it will put your mind in a different space. But don't use stimulant infused pre-workouts every single time, because it will lose its power. And the your caffeine receptors will start to dull, and then your body will create more caffeine receptors, making it necessary for you to use higher dosages to get the same potency. So this is why I really only use caffeinated stuff when I'm driving at 2 a.m. and I don't want to die from falling asleep behind the wheel, which happens extremely rarely. And when on Sundays, when I know I have that double torturous leg day where I do now high volume squat and high volume deadlift on the same day, I will use anywhere between 200 and 325 milligrams of caffeine. And what I mean by that is I mix the Gorilla Mind Gorilla Mode stim free, the Gorilla Mind Gorilla Mode with the stim, 1 scoop, that'll be 200. And I still have some of that that Ghost Legend pre-workout, which is supposed to be 250 milligrams of caffeine per full dose, which is 2 scoops. So I only use 1. So that brings me to, I only use a half a dose of stim for the Gorilla Mode. I used a half a dose of stim for the Ghost Legend. And what I get from that is, with this crazy stack that I ran into by accident, is that I get a little bit extra caffeine. There's no beta alanine in the Gorilla Mode, which I don't like the feeling of, because I think it was Making the Walk that says the beta alanine itch, right? So when I only take the half a dose of the half serving of the Ghost Legend, I don't get hit with the full beta alanine dose. So I only get a light tingle. I don't get the full on itch. So I get the extra bump in caffeine that I need on really bad mental days, or on, you know, PR days, or on, you know, high volume torture fests. And I don't get too much of anything I don't want. So it really does help me. But but basically I have to do like a psychological and a physical inventory of where I'm at when I set my alarm for 4:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m. to get ready to train. When I get ready to train, I'm looking at myself. How positive is my countenance? How positive did I feel before I went to bed? How much sleep did I get? Another question I ask myself is, what percentage of recovered am I since the last time I hit this muscle group. And I can tell you that physically I have not recovered well from a lot of the leg stuff. So I'm going to have to do a deload next week. So I'm going to have I'm going to have a lot easier time training because I'm going to give my body some time. I did hypertrophy bench press for the first time in this mesocycle, and my mechanics were really bad, especially on the left side. But I did get through 28 reps at 225 total, 4 sets of 7. First 2 sets were clean Myo rep match on sets 3 and 4, 6 plus 1, 5 plus 1 plus 1. And then I dropped to 185 for 30 more reps. And that was 2 clean sets of 10 at 185. And then a Myo rep match at 8 plus 2. And then I went to the dumbbell chest press. And since we only go to 75 pounds, it was basically 225 down to 185 down to 150 total for the dumbbell chest press. And I added 30 more reps. All the sets were clean. So I might be able to add a couple more, an extra rep per set when I go to do, the finishing touches with the super high volume stuff. But yeah, I did not use any stim yesterday, and I was not in a really great frame of mind, but I still got through it. But my physical mechanics were not good. Although I did fix it on the very last set of the day. So I have some positive feelings going into 2 weeks from now. But after Sunday's Torture Fest, where I'm going to attempt, if I remember my program correctly, I've got barbell back squat at, I believe, I think it is 4 sets of 8 at 225. And then 2 sets of 10 at 205. And then I'm going to attempt to add 1 rep to my deadlift sets to make it 4 sets of 7 at 315. And because I don't want to get sick, I probably won't do a second training on Sunday. But then after that, we'll start my deload week, where I'm going to take maybe 2 or 3 days off completely and do some very, very light work just to make sure that I have the motion correct for the movement patterns, and then kind of build my way back up. I've started to actually seriously embrace the pain of hypertrophy training, and I really want to see what I'm able to accomplish through the summer months. How many reps can I get at the heaviest weight on my bench press? I'm really interested in seeing if I can do 250 or 255 for reps before I go back to max strength for 6 weeks, and then strength focus for another 6 weeks before I start again next year with going back for more hypertrophy, because I really want to get to a 1RM of 315. And if I'm really diligent all throughout the summer months, I really do think that I can at least get to 1RM at 300, because I know for sure I can hit 270 to 280 for 1. I know I could do that right now. So if I just, if I really become emotionally attached to the pain, I can really accomplish some shit this spring and summer. Because I've already seen it in my quads. Wow. My quads look so much better now than it did like 2 months ago. I'm going to be able to wear shorts and, have legs that are the size of an adult male. So I'm really looking forward to that. My quad sweep is looking kind of nice. The teardrop is starting to come in too. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm feeling real good. Let's see what Making the Walk has to say. I'll take the tingle over the itch. I was using C4 and it's just too much. I stopped using C4 like 15 years ago. I only use like C4 in those little bottles when there's nothing left and I'm fucked up. And then I'll only drink half of it. I don't mess with C4, man. How are you remembering all this shit? Crazy impressive. My memory is near photographic, and a lot of it I think is due to the trauma of child abuse. So I'm not going to say that it's anything special about me and like, wow, I'm some wizard or something. It's just, it was, remember everything or die growing up. So, yeah. I mean, I remember so much from like my clients, like programs. Like I know, like once I have my client's face in my head, I know exactly what we're working on. I know why we're working on it. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And yeah, yeah. I mean, these days, like I write down their program just so that they can see what their progress is. So, really, happy with how that's going. So I'm gonna try to kill the rest of this. I'm gonna call it a row day, but officially in the books, it's a horizontal pull day. And tomorrow I'm going to do some rehab work to deactivate my upper trap, more specifically my left one. I'm going to do some rehab work to continue to loosen up my right shoulder to ensure the health of my right and left biceps, because I would like to start doing ridiculous biceps training again so that my arms are so big that I don't even know how to finish the I don't even know how to finish the joke, to be honest. Making the Walk says, when you're putting together a program, how do you determine their goals? Visual, max rep. I let the client determine what their goals are. Most people are motivated usually by very similar things, especially if you are thinking about certain age groups. Certain age groups are looking for certain things in their life. And men and women are looking for different things in their life. If you're talking about a female under the age of 30, she only wants to train the lower half of her body. If you're talking about a female over the age of 30, she's going to be a little more open to she's going to be a little bit more open to training her whole body, which all women should. And they should train as hard as men do. For men, probably age 50 and below, usually the primary usually the primary motivation is going to be trying to get the most attractive woman to want to take their clothes off. When you're talking between the ages of, I want to say 30 and above, there's a combination of wanting to get stronger, more stable, or to recoup from a debilitating injury. And in much older folks, I would say 55 and above, they want to maintain their independence. They want to retain muscle density. They want to protect their bones, because once you get to a certain age, and especially if your diet is deficient in vitamin D3, pause, and calcium, as you age, your body will start leaching the calcium from your bones to supplement critical functions in your body for, the organs that you rely on to keep existing. So your body would rather your bones break than, let's say, your lungs to stop working, or you to have kidney failure, or what have you. So in order to make sure that, as you age, that you protect yourself from having to get a life alert pendant, you want to make sure that you have your diet and your supplement game on point, and that you're putting enough stress on your skeleton via your skeletal muscles to convince your body to put more calcium into your bones instead of pulling calcium out of your bones. So everybody is pretty much, and then if you got an office worker, they normally have very poor posture. They have upper trap pain. They have lax muscles in their upper back. And, they're just uncomfortable pretty much every day. So what I try to do is I try to mix the things that they need with the things that they want. And above all else, it is a priority for me to make sure that they are always surprising themselves, getting to know their body, becoming more confident in their ability to move, getting rid of neurological fear whenever they can. These are the things that really drive me as a professional. I always want the people that I work with to really start loving their life. And that's really, really important to me. When somebody understands neurologically what the movement is in a way that they just never understood it before, it's a high that I get. And then, payday is also nice too. But, for myself, I'm 41 and a half years old, and I just want to get as fucking swole and jacked as possible without steroids. Like, that is so, it gets me giddy. It kind of reminds me of, why I'm so gung-ho about what I do. I once heard Dr. Mike Israetel say that the reason why he competes in competitive bodybuilding on the regional circuit is because he wants to earn a pro card and prove that his methods work. That the Renaissance periodization methods work. Now, a lot of what I have accomplished in my own personal body transformation, I owe to paying attention to, what RP Strength has put out there, and then paying attention to other professional bodybuilders, exercise scientists, and other professionals that I've learned from in my time as a coach. And so for me, I'll never get on stage, but when I walk around in the summertime and I'm just brolic as fuck, and then when I turn 42 late this spring, and then people can't understand, they can't tell exactly how old I am because the hairs on my chin are white, but my skin is smooth and my shirts don't fit anymore, I can tell people my methods fucking work without TRT, without HRT, without trend. It just fuels me where, like, I just want to just lift all day long because of the body transformation that I've had, the goals that I've hit to this point. it just fills me with so much pride and confidence and determination. And it helps me absorb more of the pain. Because let me tell you, I don't love the pain. But I find ways to find love for the pain or the things that are adjacent to dealing with the pain. Making the Walk says, fear of injury when making certain movements really stands out. That increases so much as we age, especially people with back issues. I mean, I've solved people's back issues. I've solved my own back issues. I have a 72-year-old female client who I had doing 75-pound deadlift. She didn't think she would get anywhere near close to that. I think she got to 75 pounds on on a dumbbell deadlift on day one of hip hinge lessons with me. And she's a little fraidy cat. I love her. She's a little fraidy cat. But the biggest dumbbell in the gym. And she rocked it because she paid attention, she listened, she followed instructions. She got to understand the concept, not just conceptually in her mind, but also neurologically. You know, I couldn't deadlift for more than 6 years because a mistake that I made driving years ago, 2018. I used to have a black GLE 350. A 2018 GLE 350. And I had the seat like super, like, so I was like this. And the stress that it put on my back messed up my back for years. And then I found a way through exercise scientists to solve my lower back pain with heavy leg presses. Now I'm deadlifting 425 again. I mean, what? I'm now squatting the most I've ever squatted in my life. Ass to grass. And so I get so excited about prospective clients because even the things that I've learned in the last 2 years, I'm like 500% the coach today than I was 2 years ago. And I've been a coach now in my 13th year. I love the things that I've learned. I love the things that I've taught. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. You know? I just feel so good. I just feel so good about the future, you know? I feel good about what I'm teaching people. The testimony that they give about what they've learned and how their quality of life is better. Oh, man. There's nothing better than having a job where, like, people are happy to know you exist. Especially for a person like me that's prone to depression and comes from where I come from, you know? So, yeah, I'm just so stoked. And, you know, I mean, I'm probably in a better mood right now because of the 325 milligrams of caffeine that I that I absorbed, you know? And I'm going to finish this workout. I'm going to eat so much food when I get home. I'm going to work with a client. I'm going to have the craziest nap. I'm going to watch weird YouTube videos of hackers hacking scammers in India and Pakistan and in Nigeria. That came through my feed, and now my recommended is like, ha ha ha, we destroyed these scammers. Making the Walk says, that's a great mindset to have. Anytime I hear you talk about lifting, it makes me want to go lift. Dude, man, go fucking lift, man. Break that glass ceiling every time. Every time you go to the gym. What can you do to put out more and to squeeze more blood from the stone? How can you improve, even if it's just like this tiny little bit? Damn, I can't add any sets or reps today, but maybe I could shorten my rest periods by 35 seconds a set. You're stronger. Right off the bat, you're already stronger. Oh, damn, I didn't hit the amount of reps I wanted to hit. What if I drop 20 pounds and do 2 extra sets? Oh, more hypertrophy. Oh man, I just love talking this stuff, like, because once you understand the science to this shit, it's game over, man. You can't be stopped. Your movement patterns are good. You're not letting the opposite sex or your boss stress you out. How can you lose? You keep your diet right. You're tracking your progress, so you already know that you're always going to get better. And then as you make better decisions and see better outcomes, it makes you want to make better choices with your life. And then your life gets even better. Oh, man. You know? That's my perspective anyway. That's my perspective. I do want to end this stream by giving some thoughts about Irv Gotti. It's a very melancholy feel because Irv Gotti died way too young. And he is a testament to a lot of the poor choices that we tend to make when we have options. You know, he made a lot of money, and he talked about the poor decisions that he made when it came to nutrition. And, you know, my father, he died due in part to advancing diabetes. I mean, he talked about it a year before he died, about how he was headed for amputation. And he was talked about how much pain he was in constantly. And how his blood sugar was like over 500 at different points as he was trying to control it. But my dad died, you know, 8.5 years later than Irv Gotti. My father had less than nothing. And what that should tell you is that whether you have very, very little or you're wealthy, if you don't make good decisions by making sure that you are fit, that you're physically active, and you don't let the pursuit of pleasure basically mortgage your future, you can add some quality to your years. You know, I think that if Irv was more physically active and he made the choices that he knew he should have made when he knew he should have made them, I think that he would still be around. And the thing is, you know, a lot of people don't like him for various reasons, but one of the things you cannot deny is that Irv gave us some really enjoyable music to listen to from a really weird group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he didn't do very much for our public image as black people, but it was definitely a guilty pleasure listening to Murder Inc. And for the 20 minutes that Ja Rule was hot before 50 killed him. What was that song? Back Down, I think it was called, that 50 had on Get Rich or Die Trying. But Ashanti, she played her role, and I don't know, they had like really good cinematography for the music videos, and they just had some catchy music, man. And I really wish he would have invested more in his health. And because watching what my father went through, diabetes was a very painful way for him to go, and I really don't wish that on anybody. I just don't wish that on anybody. I want you guys to be excited for what the rest of your life has to offer you. And I think that, sometimes if you could just forego just a little bit of pleasure, just a little bit, you don't have to live a miserable life where you have to deprive yourself all the time. But if you could just trade, whatever it is that you like, once or twice a week for some vegetables, like some legit vegetables. But you know what? All I could say is just a really sad piece of news to hear that he was on life support, and that he ended up being no longer with us. So I hope that people gather the lesson from it, because he was open about the lessons that he learned a little bit too late. Making the Walk said Irv didn't advance the culture, but he sure did help us dance to mediocre, talented artists with a great music package. Facts. Facts, man. I will say that I understand why he marketed himself the way he did, but America's love affair with criminal culture is very, very interesting. We all know why he chose the name Gotti. We know why he chose that stage name. And again, it's kind of like when you see, like, what do they call them? Studs. I saw something on social media referencing so-called studs. Said, why is it that their perception of what a man is, because they're trying to emulate masculinity, why is it that their vision of masculinity is the worst, is the worst that of the male sub-demographics, as far as the way that they present themselves in public and their behavioral patterns? Why does it have to be, I'm a lesbian that is just masculine presenting, and I'm just gonna be a professional person that doesn't let the pants hang off my ass and try to look like, you know, a gangbanger, right? Likewise, when it comes to, you know, black culture, why is it that we are trying to take the worst? Why are we so enamored with the worst of what the Italians have to offer? Why do we have to, you know, as much as I love, because I only just started getting into the mobster film genre like last November, but, you know, Scarface is a legendary film, a film that I love. But why is it that when it comes to, you know, immigrants getting it out of the mud, either, you know, from, you know, South America or Latin America or the Caribbean, why is it that we want to take on, why is it that, you know, we just love that whole Scarface thing? Why has it got to be The Godfather? Why does it have to be that kind of stuff, right? So there's some questions about that. Obviously, it doesn't apply to all black people or even most black people, but it does affect our public image, and it does hold us back to a certain degree. And these are things that I think about from time to time. You know, do I still love the Lox album, We Are the Streets? Yes. Is that a positive reflection on black culture? Absolutely not. So, you know, I've got some reckoning that I have to address as well. But I don't think that it hurts to think about this subject every now and again. But for the era, that Murder Inc. stuff was just, I don't know, it was like classy gangster shit. And the features that they had, and I don't know, it, you know, that was a formative time in my life. I had a lot of trauma at that time. I was a very angry person, and you know, I don't really regret too much about the forms of entertainment that I enjoyed at those times. But you know, just some things. But, you know, I'm not happy that he passed away early, and I know the people that love him are probably pretty fucked up about his passing, and I just hope that people learn the lesson that he was actually trying to put out there himself. Like, yo, I needed to make better decisions with my diet, you know, and hopefully that you guys will heed his message before you end up in a place where it becomes chronic and becomes either very difficult to reverse or even impossible. So, all right, y'all. It's time for me to go eat. Well, before I go eat, I want to get a couple more sets done. So I'm going to warm up my back again, and then hit that really nasty, stretchy bent over dumbbell row. And then I'm going to hit that cable low row, maybe a little bit on the light side, so I can just feel the muscle real good in the stretch and squeeze. And I'll be very proud of my my output today. I hope that you guys work hard and you're proud of your output today. You know, I hope that I said something that was valuable for you guys today. Please hit the like button if I did. Hit the subscribe button even if you want to hear a lot of what I have to say coming home from wrecking my body. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll see you guys again on Sunday. Peace.